Hello and welcome to your yoga practice. We are going to start in a child's pose. So find a comfortable position. Set your hips back down towards your heels and feel the forehead rest into the mat. Feel yourself landing in your first pose. Take a nourishing deep breath in, opening the mouth and a long exhale. Breathing in through the nose and release. If you are working with ujjayi breath, then just starting to restrict the back of your throat. Breathing in and having that audible exhale. Lovely. And then from here, start to spread your fingers, coming up to all fours, knees under your hips. As you inhale, arch the spine, lift the gaze. And then exhale, rounding through the spine, gaze to belly button. Breathing in, squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you. Exhale, rounding through the spine. And we're moving with the breath. Inhale to arch the spine. And then exhale, rounding down, pushing the floor away, dropping your head. And then come back to a neutral position. With the left arm, we are going to reach it up towards the ceiling. Then as you exhale, threading the left hand under your right wrist, reaching it far away. And then inhale back up to the sky, opening your chest. Exhale down, reaching away, find a twist through the spine. And then inhale, reaching up to the sky, the ceiling. Exhale, we're going to reach it away, but this time resting the left shoulder and the left cheek down onto the mat. With your right arm, you can reach it forward if that feels nice, or you can keep it where it is. Take a deep breath in. Slide your hand back towards your nose. And then inhale, reach the left arm up to the sky. Exhale, both hands come down. Inhale, right arm lifts. And then threading that hand under your left, reaching it away. Breathing in, reaching that arm high. Exhale, thread. And then last round, breathing in, the right arm back up. And then this time we bring the right shoulder down, the right cheek down. We find a twist. And we just nestle that cheek into the mat. And if you lengthened your arm on the first side, then you can start to begin to lengthen your left arm or keep it where it is. We're going to slide that hand back towards your nose, push into the ground, inhale, reach the right arm high, and then come back to all fours. From here, coming to your first downward facing dog, curl the toes under, lift your tailbone high to the sky, let the head drop, pedaling out through the legs to wake up the hamstrings. Feel the tailbone reaching up to the sky, and drawing your chest towards your thighs. Really nice. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, bend your knees, look forward, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Rolling yourself up to standing. Inhale to reach the arms high. And then bring the hands together, Tadasana, standing tall. Reaching the fingers down to the ground. Breathing in. Reach the arms high. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands. We're going to step back. Right knee down. Inhale, reaching the arms high. So we're in a low lunge with the left leg in front. Interlacing your hands behind your head. Squeezing the glutes and then sinking into that front hip, opening your chest. Breathing in. Exhale. Lovely. Come back up. Frame the front leg. Lifting up your back knee and then reaching the left arm high for easy twist. Take a deep breath in. And then from here, bring that top hand down inside the left leg, and we're going to come around to wide leg forward fold, so both toes point towards the side edge of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, and then exhale, fold. Fingertips in line with the toes. Lovely. One more halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then we go round to the back of the mat, framing the right knee, dropping the left knee down, sweeping both arms high, high lunge. Interlace your hands behind your head, open your elbows, open your chest, squeeze your glutes, and then maybe you dip into the front hips. And then from here, coming back up, bring that left hand down, lift up your back knee, inhale, reach the right arm high for easy twist. Hold it for a breath. And then bring that top hand down. We come back to wide leg forward fold. Halfway lift as you breathe in. Exhale, fold. Coming round to frame the left leg. Big step forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Interlacing your hands on the back of your head again, but this time thumbs resting either side of your neck, and feel the elbows hang heavy. Tucking your chin to your chest. Feel the stretch down your spine. And then slowly draw yourself up to standing, keeping the hands on your back of your head. Once you get up to the top, we're going to open up the chest again, a little back bend. And then reaching the hands, bringing the hands back to prayer center. Turning to face the side of your mat and a big step wide. We're going to open up the arms and rotating the right toes to point forward, left toes to point to the back of the mat. Reaching the fingers forward, coming into your triangle pose, Trikonasana. Lovely. And then from here, keeping the right side of the torso nice and long, and peeling that top shoulder away from your ear, and feel yourself lifting up and back. Now, if you have a slightly deeper variation, then you can place your 2-piece fingers around your big toe, rolling that right hip down. Send your gaze to the ground. Bring a bend into your front knee and then coming back up to standing. Turn the right toes forward, left toes to the back of the mat. Trikonasana, left side. Find that resistance. And then rotate the arms around. Feel your torso lifting up and leaning back. Breathing in. Send your gaze down towards the ground. Bring a gentle bend into your front knee and then pick yourself back up to standing. Turn to face the side and then coming into Warrior One, so facing the front of the mat. Right toes point forward, left toes towards the left corner, sweeping both arms above your head. Soften through your shoulders. Drawing that left hip bone round to the front and a nice bend into your front knee. Breathing in, reach the fingers high. And then exhale, soften your shoulders. A couple more breaths here. And we begin to lengthen through the front leg, grabbing hold of your elbows behind your back. And then hinging forward from the hips, keeping the hips nice and square. Coming into Parsvottanasana. And feel the crown of your head reach ahead of you, lengthening through the back of your neck. Coming into twisted triangle, so the left hand comes down to the ground or a brick, right hand to your low back. Now you can stay here, or perhaps you extend that right arm up high, drawing the right hip backwards and the left hip forwards. Inhaling. And then from here, coming back to Warrior One as you inhale. And then lengthen through the front leg. Turn to face the side and then over to the back of the mat. Warrior One with the left leg in front. Find that position. Feel the pubic bone drawing up towards your lower rib cage. And then extending your legs, grab hold of your elbows behind you, open your chest, and then hinging forward from the hips, finding Parsvottanasana. And from here, slowly bring the right hand down towards the ground, left hand to your low back, keeping the hips nice and level. Feel the left shoulder open and a twist through the thoracic spine. If you extended the top arm on the other side, then you can begin to extend it now. And drawing the left hip back, right hip forward. Lovely, and then bring a bend back into that front knee. Both arms go high back to Warrior One. And then extending your front leg, turn to face the side. And then coming into Warrior Two, so the right leg in front, knee points forward, soften through your shoulders. Feel the back leg lengthen and pushing in through the edge of your back foot. And your gaze, your dristi is over the front middle finger. Breathing in, tucking the tailbone. And then coming into our extended side angle. So the front forearm is going to come down to the front thigh, unless you have a slightly deeper variation. And then reaching that back arm forwards, softening that shoulder away from the ear. And again, feeling the edge of your back foot really push into the mat. Send your gaze down to the floor. And then bringing that top hand towards your hip, we're going to come into our first balance, Ardha Chandrasana. So the bottom hand reaches just beyond the front foot, and you can use a block or you can bring your hands down to the ground, opening up your hips, chest and shoulders, stacking your hips and either flexing or pointing your back foot, really kicking that back leg away. Variations from here is you can hover the bottom hand and maybe change your gaze to face the side, or maybe even up towards that top hand. We're going to step it back to Warrior Two, nice and slowly. And then inhale to lengthen through the front leg. Coming into another variation of wide leg forward fold, this time interlacing the hands behind the back. Exhale, folding down. The modification here is grabbing hold of your elbows if that doesn't feel good in the shoulders. Gently release your hands down to the ground. And then pick yourself back up to standing. Releasing and then finding Warrior Two back of the mat, bending into that left knee. Rolling the shoulder blades down your back. Feel the insteps of your feet lift, spreading your toes, and almost imagining that your feet are ripping the mat apart, as they're really active. And then let's begin to bring that left forearm down to the front thigh, coming into your extended side angle, Utthita Parsvottanasana. Lovely, opening and peeling that chest. Any variations that you went into, take a deep breath in, exhaling. Send your gaze down to the ground, bring your top hand to your hip, reach your bottom arm forwards, just beyond your front foot, and then peeling up that back leg, coming into your half moon. So we're opening the hips, we're opening the shoulders. Maybe you hover your bottom hand or play with your gaze. We're going to slowly transition back to Warrior Two, so bring a bend into that front leg. Gently plant that back foot down. Really nice. Lengthen through the front leg and then a big step towards the top of the mat. Inhale, reaching the arms over your head. Maybe a gentle back bend. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands, and then we're going to step it back, finding downward facing dog. Lifting up the right leg high, bending the knee, open the hip. Re-extend the leg, close the hip. And then coming into pigeon pose, bring that right knee behind the right wrist, extending your left leg behind. Now if you have any knee pain, you can come into stag pose here where you're bending both knees. Otherwise, if it feels okay, come back to pigeon pose. And then we start to walk ourselves down to our forearms, sleeping pigeon. Allow your head to drop, soften through your jaw. Breathing in, exhale. And then slowly walk yourself back up to pigeon pose, lifting up your back knee, send it back to down dog. Inhale, left leg goes high. Bending the knee, open the hip. Extend the leg, and then bring that left knee behind the left wrist. Or stag pose. And then come down to your forearms. Softening your head and your jaw. Sleeping pigeon. And then when you're ready, slowly bring your hands back under your shoulders and lifting up your chest. We're going to slide that back hip round, coming onto your sit bones, then turning to face the long edge of the mat. Coming into Konasana, so the soles of the feet come together, resting your hands onto your feet or your thighs, whichever one feels more comfortable. Allow your head to drop down, so we're getting into the lower back and the hips. A nice stretch down the spine. Follow the breath in through the nose. And exhale, release. And then we're slowly going to bring ourselves back up, extending the right leg and bringing the sole of the left foot into the right inner thigh for Janu Shasana, twisting your torso to face your right foot, coming into a forward fold. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, release. Now if you're a little bit tighter in the hamstrings here, then you can use a strap around your foot, or maybe rest your hands onto your thighs or calves. As you inhale, pick yourself back up. We're going to twist our torso to face the left leg and then come into a side stretch. So we reach the top arm over towards the right toes. Breathing in, open the side body, and then exhale, soften. Lovely. Slowly bring yourself back up. Seated twist. So we turn to face the front of the mat now, picking up the left foot and twisting it over the right leg. Bring your left hand just to the ground behind your lower back and then wrapping your right arm around your thigh, coming into a twist, turning your gaze behind. And then slowly begin to unravel, bring your chest back to the front. We're going to pick up the top leg and then send it back out to the side, going in on the other side. So the right foot comes to the left inner thigh. Twist your chest to face your left leg. Flex the left foot, breathe in to lift your chest, and then exhale to forward fold. Following the breath in, and exhale, release. As you breathe in, lift yourself back up, turning your torso to face the opposite leg, and then coming into a side stretch. Send your gaze down to the ground, gently bring yourself back up to seated. Pick up your right leg and then place the right foot on the outside edge of your left leg. Lovely. And then coming into a seated twist. So the right arm behind, left arm wraps your knee in nice and close. Then flexing that underneath foot. Gently unravel yourself. This time we're facing the back of the mat. Bending your knees, bring the soles of the feet down, and nice and slowly we're going to roll all the way down in slow motion, engaging the core. 3, 2, and then bring the shoulders down for 1. Really nice. Bring the soles of the feet nice and close towards your hip bones, and we're going to come up to a bridge pose. So keeping the feet to hip width distance, squeezing the glutes, lifting the hip bones. From here, you can reach your arms behind you if that feels nice, or just keeping your arms by your side. Drawing the pubic bone up towards your lower ribs again. Bring your arms back by your side, lift it onto your tiptoes, and then we're going to reverse from the upper back, middle back, and then lower back. Separate your feet to mat width distance, and then gently windscreen wipe with the knees just to release through the lower spine. And we're going to do one more round of bridge pose before we finish off our practice. So from here, bring the legs back to stillness, back to hip width distance. Engaging the core, squeeze the glutes, lift the hips. This time, if you want to, you can roll the shoulders underneath and interlace the fingers. And then gently unroll the shoulders, release the bind, lift onto your tiptoes, reverse down through the back. Bringing your knees into your chest, give yourself a little squeeze. Maybe you draw your nose towards your knees. And then grabbing hold of your toes, ankles, or backs of knees for happy baby. Lifting the corners of your mouth into a smile. And then gently release, come down to your Shavasana. Extending the legs, knees and ankles roll out to the side, palms face the ceiling. Take a deep breath in through the nose, a gentle sigh. If you have more time to continue your Shavasana for a little bit longer, then feel free to rest. Otherwise, thank you so much for practicing. Namaste.